ago, I asked what you were struggling with the most. And most of you said, or a lot of you said, there were actually a lot of really great answers, but a lot of you said that you struggle with sweets. And so I want to talk a little bit about that, like what it will take to, or what your favorite things are that are low carb or that are keto friendly that will keep you on track. And that's consistently keto or will keep you low carb or whatever it is that you're doing to maintain your weight loss, to continue to lose weight, to not derail your weight loss journey or whatever the case is. And so I would love to hear from some of you guys what your favorite replacements are. I apologize for the background noise. I happen to be working at a Starbucks. It's a little bit noisy, but anyway, speaking of, I'll share with you because I mentioned recently that I'm really struggling with hot coffee. Now that the season is changing, I have my favorite iced coffee order at Starbucks, and I'm struggling with a hot coffee option. Anyway, so let's talk about sweets, because when I started eating a ketogenic low carb diet, and this was almost 9 years ago, or almost 8 years ago, almost 9 years ago, I think. Yes, 2011. Anyway, early 2011. So when I first started, there weren't that many sweet options. There were a few, and like sugar-free candy, like for diabetics, but most of it had maltitol, and I would eat a lot of it in the beginning, and it would really upset my stomach. But nowadays we have so many more options, and there are so many great recipes, and you can pretty much replace anything that's a favorite that you miss, right, or that you're craving. So there's recipes for keto-friendly cinnamon rolls. I have recipes for banana nut bread that's keto-friendly. Really good moist blueberry muffins, etc. If you would like any of these recipes, feel free to message me or just leave a comment and I can give you the recipe. I make candy, like there's all kinds of stuff. Now we have better quality ingredients. We have lots of different options. We have even keto bakeries that you can order from online, and all kinds of different stuff. So that makes it easier than it was, say, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, when you really didn't have that many sweet options that were very good at all. We have a lot better sweeteners to work with and stuff like that. Then I know a lot of you are struggling with the sweet tooth, and that will like make you go off track or derail your whole weight loss journey or knock you out of ketosis or what have you. So I thought we could kind of come together and share some of our favorites, like what do you do when you just crave something sweet? And if you could share what you do and maybe your favorite thing, whether it's something you grab and have like from the store, or something you make or bake and you have a recipe that you like or something like that. And let's get like a lot of good community feedback from everybody to share with each other so we all have some ideas to work with. So I'm traveling, as you know. I've been in Atlanta this weekend and I'm actually on my way home. So let's talk about some of the options as far as that keto sweet tooth, whether it's okay to want sweets, whether it's okay, like which ingredients are okay or not okay, etc. Darlene said, love your necklace, thank you so much, and said cinnamon roll recipe please. So I haven't actually made it yet, but I saved it somewhere, so I will come back to your comment when I get home in my office and find where I saved that recipe. Jay said drink a glass of water. Now here's an interesting tip. If you want to avoid the sweet tooth, like you don't want to feed the monster, if you think that having a sweet tooth is a bad thing or it's a trigger for you, or you're trying to avoid sweets altogether, one of the things that I personally discovered, and this is going to sound absolutely insane, is chicken broth. It's something that's really good to increase your sodium and electrolytes. It's something that's really good for headaches and leg cramps. It's something that's really soothing in the evening, but I discovered it also, for some weird reason, thwarts sweet cravings. So I can be craving chocolate pie, and I still can crave that. But I can have a hot mug of chicken broth and I'll put a tablespoon of salted butter in it to make it even richer. And it's so soothing and very relaxing in the evening. And in addition to all of the good benefits of having a good, especially a good bone broth, but just chicken broth in general, I found that it is immediately a good replacement for craving chocolate. I don't know why. So there's that. There's the whole option of just deciding not to, but it depends on you as a person. And I just want to say that this whole journey is about you and what you need. So if I feel deprived, If I feel like I can't have it, I can never have anything sweet again, I can't have chocolate ever again, I will binge out for 3 days on it. And that's just me. Now, you may be different. You may be, a purist, and that's okay too. Or you may be wanting to go all in 100%. Or you may be currently working on an addiction, like, eating sweets at night, and you want to quit altogether. So you have to do what's right for you. And I'm not going to be the one to tell you this is right, this is wrong, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, or anything like that. This is your journey. We're all on this together. I just wanted to have an open discussion about all the different options for those of you who do have a sweet tooth, who don't do well with feeling deprived, because for me, feeling deprived makes me go completely off the rails into an all-out binge. And that derails me worse than any keto-friendly or low-carb chocolate, right? All right, so it's important for those of you who want to stay on track, you want to be consistently keto, and I have been eating a ketogenic low-carb diet, like I said, for almost 9 years. So I want to have the widest range of enjoyment in my life as possible. I want to be able to have pecan pie. I have a keto-friendly pecan pie recipe that is so good. Leave a comment if you want it. It's amazing. There are times I want blueberry muffins and coffee with girlfriends over brunch. I have a great recipe for keto-friendly blueberry muffins, There are other times I just want something sweet. Now, if I didn't have keto-friendly options, or I wasn't allowing myself keto-friendly options, I would be more likely to go off the rails and eat something with full sugar, right? So, a couple of things to note. Your options or your preferences for ingredients, whether it be personal preferences or whether it be, let's say, intolerances or allergies or bad reactions you have to certain sweeteners or whatever, that is your thing, and that's what you need to stick to, right? But there are a lot of options, good or bad, love them or hate them or what have you. So let's talk about when you go to the regular grocery store. And stores that I know for sure most of these things are available at would include Walgreens, Kroger, and Walmart. That's because I live in a very small area that doesn't have a lot of stores or options. So if you guys know where you can get other things like what I'm about to say, then share. Like, leave a comment and share, because I want us to give everyone else, especially somebody who's just starting this week, that's listening into this right now. Hello, by the way, say hi to us. Let's give them ideas from our experience, right? Anyway, so I can, even when I'm on the road or traveling, or if I'm at home and I'm going to the grocery store for my weekly staples, if I want to make sure I have something on hand for that sweet tooth, I can grab, there's keto-friendly or low-carb peanut butter cups, like Reese's peanut butter cups. 3 different companies make them, you guys. And how many of you love Reese's peanut butter cups? I used to love, I could eat those for breakfast before I went keto, okay? But you can buy them Atkins brand, Slim Fast brand, and Russell Stover. All 3 make peanut butter cups. All 3, no, 2 out of 3, no, 1 out of 3. Russell Stover has maltitol. I think now Atkins has taken maltitol out of all of their products. Slim Fast, I'm not sure which sweetener they're using, but they're all 3 different. So you just have to look at the ingredients and decide, if I want a peanut butter cup, which of those 3? That's something you can get up and run out in the middle of the night for a sweet craving, even at a 24-hour store like Walmart or Walgreens, and have, okay? So there are options, whether you want to bake or whether you just need something you can grab in a pinch or what have you. And another thing, while I'm at Starbucks, we'll talk about whether the ingredients are good or bad. That's totally up to you. I, for the most part, eat whole food and super plain. So for lunch today, I had 3 eggs, I had some chicken sausage, and I had chopped up whole strawberries and sliced avocado. That's how I eat. I eat whole foods, real clean, super simple, 3 to 4 ingredients on my plate max. I do add some sea salt and cracked pepper. I don't consider those necessarily ingredients. But 3 to 4 ingredients max, whole foods, I eat pretty simple. However, I have guilty pleasures. I like those Russell Stover peanut butter cups and mint patties and stuff on occasion, in moderation, because they do have that maltitol in them. And if I eat more than 1 serving, it just totally, will ruin my guts. Anyway, one of my guilty pleasures, we're at Starbucks, or I am right now, And I haven't found a hot coffee I like, and it's cold, it's chilly tonight, so I'm not going to get my usual iced coffee. So I carry this with me everywhere I go when I'm traveling. And it does not have the absolute best ingredients. It has a paragraph of ingredients. It's not, but people complain about, you know, the sugar-free syrups at Starbucks too. You know, they're like, oh, that has this or that has that or blah, blah, blah. So that's up to you again. But for me, this is my one guilty pleasure, what I call a frankenfood, that I love for so many reasons. Number one, it's powdered, so it doesn't need to be refrigerated, so it's portable. I can get it at any store, Walgreens, Walmart, Kroger, etc. It's so I can take it with me when I'm traveling. It doesn't do well on flights, except if you take an unopened, like still sealed container and you put it in your carry-on bag, like your purse or whatever bag you're carrying on, and you take it out at security and make sure it's still sealed. Take it out at security like you take out your cell phone and everything else, separate, so that they can scan it, and then you can fly with it just fine. It's TVA friendly. But otherwise, I keep it with me in the car for moments like this. If I stop somewhere, a gas station, McDonald's, Starbucks, grab a black hot coffee and sweeten it myself. It's 1 carb per tablespoon. And they have lots of flavors. I only like sugar-free hazelnut. And prior to using this, I was not a hazelnut flavor fan. But I love this particular one. And it is Coffee Mate Sugar-Free Hazelnut Powdered Creamer. Pretty easy. And I am going to get a hot coffee here at Starbucks. Let me see if I can fix the lighting there. So I'm going to get a hot coffee here at Starbucks and put that in it. Because like I said, I don't like the sugar-free cinnamon dulce syrup in hot coffee. I only like it cold coffee, as weird as that might sound. So a couple of other options that I personally like are nut butters. And now, you know, interestingly, I told you guys in my last video that I ran out of the door on this trip and didn't grab anything to bring with me, but I found this in my travel bag. So I have a travel bag here, and it has my laptop, my chargers, you know, stuff, my grab and go bag or whatever, my go bag, basically. Anyway, I found this in there, and it had 2 perfect keto bars, chocolate chip cookie dough. It's a nice little pack of nut butters, but these are not sweet. So I was able to use these as meal replacements, the same as you would use a shake or a bar, or a lot of people would. I use these as meal replacements. They're just nut butter packets, but they're not sweet. So this one, for example, is macadamia with sea salt. And they're not sweet, so they're just very satisfying, real food, all natural. Once again, I eat pretty clean for the most part. However, one of my favorite things is flavored nut butters. These are, like I said, really not sweet, but I keep them with me everywhere I go. Obviously, I didn't even know I had them with me, but they were a total save this weekend when I didn't have access to food. I didn't bring a lot of things with me. I didn't want to go out yesterday even, actually. So I was in and I was working, and so I had things to get me by, which was nice. But the other thing is the flavored nut butters. Now, those are from different companies than this one, and I have discount codes for all of them, and they're all going to be having major Black Friday sales coming up, or holiday sales, or New Year's sales, or Valentine's Day sales, or whatever. So if you want to make sure, if you want my discount code, just leave a comment. But if you want to make sure that you don't miss out on like some kind of a big, massive, really good deal sale or whatever, make sure you're on my email list at travelinglowcarb.com or at 90daylowcarbchallenge.com, either one of those. And if you didn't catch that, leave a comment or send me a message. I just want to make sure you don't miss out. If you want something, but you want to wait till it's on special or something, I'm sure they'll have like holiday specials. But there's 2 that are so great for my sweet tooth. The flavored nut butters, and I'm still wanting to hear your favorites, so give me some comments here. You guys are wanting some recipes. Libby said I started an at-home keto low-carb bakery for my community. That's awesome, and I'm finding a lot of people are discovering low-carb bakeries and low-carb options at bakeries in their own communities, so that's really cool. So if you can tell us if you know of a keto-friendly bakery or a place where you can get keto-friendly sweets and baked goods in a local area, tell us which area that is. Let us know, like, where do you live and what's the name of the place, and tag it if you want to. That would be great. Darlene said I do Swanson bone broth, ginger, turmeric with a pinch of salt. Good stuff. Very good stuff. That pinch of salt or salted butter really makes a big difference. Jay said, I also fall off so fast when I think it's denied. Yes, I do not do good with feeling deprived at all. All right, so the two flavored nut butters that I like that are so great for a sweet tooth are from Legendary Foods and from Perfect Keto. And not only are they good for a quick fix, like I need something now, they're also good to bake with. And I love baking with flavored nut butters because it's such a great ingredient. Instead of like, when you think of gluten-free bread or low-carb bread, you're thinking dense, dry, like tastes like the backyard kind of thing. But when you bake with nut butters instead of a lot of different like nut flours or whatever, it comes out so much better. Not dense, it's like light, it's fluffy and moist, it's really, really good. I don't have any of the Perfect Keto nut butter on me on this trip, so I'm not at home, but these are the Legendaries, for example. Those two companies I do have discount codes for, so let me know if you need them. But they make squeeze packs. Now, Perfect Keto comes in big pouches, so now that Legendary makes small single-serve squeeze packs, these are great for me on the go. So let's say, for example, I'm tempted to get a blueberry muffin here at Starbucks or something out of the bakery case. And it happens, you get tempted, especially when you're out and about or on the go. That's why you keep little itty-bitty compact things like this that are seriously small in your purse, in your bag, in your laptop bag, in your glove box, whatever. Always have something on you is my trick. Anyway, the two that I have that were in my go bag are my emergency, I gotta have something sweet right now picks. And it is blueberry cinnamon bun and apple pie. And those two like are so sweet. And I don't like generally eat like tons of sweets. But those two are so sweet that they are literally like one serving of this apple pie nut butter is like eating a slice of apple pie. You will be so satisfied, and they are so rich and so sweet. It's the same with the Perfect Keto. Their new flavored nut butters come in snickerdoodle. I'm going to make snickerdoodle white chocolate chip cookies and snickerdoodle pancakes with that. It comes in chocolate hazelnut. I'm going to make chocolate hazelnut muffins with white cream cheese icing. And it also comes in, what other flavor? PB&J, peanut butter and jelly. That's my least favorite of the three flavors. However, their 3-flavor variety pack is definitely the best value. Anyway, so the blueberry one though, like so good. I mean, you literally felt like you just had, you know, like your grandmother's like blueberry cobbler or blueberry muffins, like fresh baked or something. They're so rich on these and Perfect Keto. But just having something like this or something like these on you, even these sometimes, like I'll have a sweet tooth and think I could eat an entire box of chocolate right now, but I can eat this and it's not sweet, like macadamia coconut or the macadamia pecan with sea salt, and it totally takes care of my sweet tooth. And they are very small, flat. See? I mean, they don't take up much room. I can stick 5 of these in my back pocket when I go hiking and have 1,000 calories in my back pocket. So I can stay out all day and have fun and stuff. But let's talk about other options for sweets. So there are bars. I'm having an issue with my light. Oh, it's going off. That's what's going on. So I'm having an issue with that. Anyway, so there are other options at the store. So there's sugar-free candy. There's Russell Stover has maltitol. Atkins has changed their ingredients. So if you haven't bought Atkins candy or Atkins bars, they have lots of sweet stuff now. But they've changed their ingredients and they are no longer using maltitol in any of their foods. So if maltitol is something you can't have or don't want, take another look at Atkins products on the shelves for things like peanut butter cups or M&Ms or all kinds of, you know, sweets or what have you. But we're not all bakers. I like to bake this one nut butter recipe, and I use it for, you know, in lots of different ways to make banana nut bread, pancakes, waffles, muffins, all kinds of fun stuff. But other than that, like right now while I'm traveling, I don't have time to bake. So knowing all the time, either having something on you or knowing where you could stop to get something. So, like for example, what's near you? A CVS pharmacy, a Walgreens, a Kroger, something you can run in and out of real quick is what I'm saying, like when you're having a craving. And know what's what are my go-tos? What am I going to grab? So if you're prepared and you already know, like, I can run in and grab this at any time and be satisfied and be fine. Like, what's it going to take to stay on track? Now, some of you are really big on sugar abstinence and just abstaining from it altogether and doing kind of a purist thing. No sweeteners, no nothing, no whatever, for your own reasons, whether it be because they stall your weight loss, they make you feel bad, you feel like they are trigger foods for you that throw you off the rails, whatever the case. That's okay too. But the people I'm talking to right now are those of you that responded to me in my last video when I said, what do you struggle with most? And a lot of people said sweets. Now, I am not on a diet anymore. I am, almost 9 years in, over 8 years keto. And so for me, it's a lifestyle. And I'm going to have sweets. I'm going to have muffins. I'm still going to enjoy pancakes. I want the widest variety of enjoyment in my life as possible on a long-term basis. There was a time when I had to kind of avoid sweets. My earrings keep getting caught in my ratty hair. Then, like, traveling, windblown, and everything else. Anyway, there's been times, when I've had to abstain from sweets in order to get over the hump with an eating disorder or a bad relationship with food or triggers or what have you. So that's okay too. But what I would like for us to do is really share with each other, what you do when you have a sweet tooth. Lily's chocolate bars are good. I like the dark chocolate coconut and salted almond. And you can dip those in almond butter or peanut butter, or even better, one of these flavored nut butters like pecan pie nut butter that's keto friendly, or the snickerdoodle nut butter that's keto friendly. I can just get crazy with it. There's keto friendly ice cream, and then you can take your low carb or keto friendly chocolate chips and melt them down with a little MCT or coconut oil and make like a magic shell. It's the same thing you would do to make fat bombs, right? Or keto candy. But you can make, if you do it, warm it up and you mix it out good together, then when you pour it over something cold, even something just out of the refrigerator like cold yogurt or cold cream cheese, and you pour that over that, it hardens like magic shell. I like magic shell. I thought I'd never have you again. So it's nice to have options like that. Janita asked me, what are your thoughts on Quest bars? It's interesting you asked me that because I don't know. I used to eat them years ago, but they were a completely different recipe. They don't even offer the ones I used to eat anymore. And so the newer Quest bars is what you're asking about, and I have not had them. I talked to them almost a year ago when I went to the Metabolic Health Summit in LA, I think it was, and I was curious about some of their ingredients and some of their products and wanted to do some testing on them, like glucose and ketone testing on their products, and was discussing that with their nutritionist, but that got stalled, that project got stalled. So here's my advice. I don't have any thoughts on Quest bars that I want to share publicly on video, if that's okay. So my advice is going to be, feel free to message me if you ever want to chat privately about things, number one. Number two, my advice is going to be, read the ingredients. Look on the package, read the ingredients, the whole paragraph of them, and decide, do I want to eat this? Also, after you eat it, I want you to ask yourself, did that satisfy me? Did it satisfy my sweet craving? Am I still hungry? Did it make me hungrier? Or do I feel satisfied as a meal replacement or what have you? So I think that's going to be a personal decision. So let's take, for example, my guilty pleasure, which I mentioned already. The paragraph of ingredients on here starts out horrible. I mean, I'll just show you the paragraph, but we won't discuss individual ingredients. I'm sure you can't read that from there, but let me just tell you, I most certainly would not give this to my Great Dane. I love him so much. But this is my guilty pleasure. This is the one thing that I like in my coffee, where I've tried so many other things. I've tried going without sweetener, I've tried going with black coffee, I've tried this and that. And even when I just do things like sugar-free syrup, then people gripe about, oh, that has this in it, that has that in it, that's so many carbs per pound, blah, 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 blah. It's all up to you. And I love coffee mix, sugar-free hazelnut powdered creamer. I will eventually someday maybe get off it, but right now I love it. And I read the ingredients and I say, I'm going to have it anyway. personal choice. But it also depends on, like, for example, this does not spike my blood sugar. This does not tank my ketone levels. It has not affected my weight loss. I am 139.4 pounds as of today, and at almost 47 years old, I'd say that's quite great. I've lost almost 70 pounds drinking this in my coffee the whole way, so it doesn't cause me a problem. I'm not here to tell you, I'm not the keto police. I'm not your keto mom. I'm not here to tell you what you can and cannot eat. I'm not here to tell you what ingredients are good for you or bad for you. I think that food guilt, and I think feeling deprived, I think being unhappy, I think being on a diet is less healthy than any ingredient in any food you could possibly ever eat. My goal is to be your friend, and also to tell you I want you to be your happiest, healthiest self. Whatever that is for you, the happiest, healthiest version of yourself might include drinking, putting this in your coffee, or eating Russell Stover peanut butter cups, or whatever. I think whatever it takes. But I want us to continue this chat. I have to hop off here because I am losing battery. And I have to hop off here and finish up the work that I stopped here at Starbucks to do and get back on the road to Tennessee. But let's continue this chat in the text and leave comments. Tell me, how do you deal with it? What are your preferences when you crave chocolate? What do you get? Do you do Lily's chocolate bars? Do you have a certain kind of chocolate? Do you just power through it and do 200 tricep dips and just get through that craving and forget it? What is your method for dealing with the sweet tooth, but staying in ketosis and not knocking yourself off track with your weight loss journey? Let me know. Also, let me know if you have any questions. And if it is something I don't want to talk about publicly, I'll message you, or you message me, and that's okay too. So I just want to continue this discussion because so many people said after my last video, and I said, what do you struggle with the most? So many people said sweets. So everything that we share, or like ideas, we give people ideas or what have you, it's going to help them stay on track. And there are a lot of people who watch, or who are following along and looking at your answers or what have you, that are nervous to comment or too shy to comment, but they will be helped by what you share. So I just want to say thank you in advance for any tips or ideas or resources like local keto bakeries in which areas, and or your favorite Starbucks order, your favorite sugar-free chocolate or keto-friendly sweets options or what have you. So like I said, I'm going to hop off. I will be back on the road soon, and I cannot wait to show you guys what I had for lunch today and tell you more about my fun trip to Atlanta. Keeping it keto over here. Hope you're having a great day or night, and I will talk to you again live soon.